Hello, everyone. This is Sean from Barry Digital Media, and I hope you are doing well. And today I want to take a look at networking, but I do want to go a little bit deeper than just, typical sort of stuff about networking that you can see on the screen here. I'm going to essentially, I was inspired earlier today because I was thinking about networking, but not in a typical way. The typical way is what you see on your screen now, which I'll just go over quickly. Networking involves creating and developing relationships with other people, both online and in person, to exchange information, gain insights, and to find opportunities, particularly for job searches or career advancements. It's a mutual process built on giving and receiving, where you help others while also strengthening your own support system for professional and personal growth. Key aspects include identifying your existing connections, actively listening, and showing interest in others, offering value and following up to maintain the relationship. So that sounds all good, but I want to take a look at it in a different way. But before that, I'm also creating this live stream as an example of the research that goes into the videos that I produce when it comes to the informational videos around, let's say, human resources or personal growth. Maybe that's a better way to say it. So, what inspired me exactly? And you know what? It was just thinking about networking, but more as fabric. And I'm hoping I get a good example here, but I was hoping that this would bring up some better example. Hold on. Fabric. Okay, this is close enough. When we take a look at fabric, we're just taking a look at it as one major thing, but fabric is actually a lot of these different little threads that are coming into each other. I'm pretty sure I can find a better picture. Not entirely satisfied with these results, but basically what I want to get to is when we think about fabric, we just have it as this one piece, but there is also all these different strings that come together to effectively make that shirt or that basket. And networking is a lot like that. Fabric, if we take a look at something like this here, we can see that there's so much intricacies between every thread. And when it is organized effectively, then we get these really nice patterns. And networking is a lot like producing this and getting this kind of result and doing it effectively to get this kind of result. So when you have two people who have complementary skills, then you can wind them together and make these different patterns essentially. And if they are organized in a proper way, then we get those patterns. I think I am repeating myself a little bit here, but I think this gives a pretty good example. And so if you want to think about the quality of sewing together, then you could just get a basic pattern like this. Sure, it's nice and durable, and that's probably That's probably like a standard relationship. But then when you're inside of a company, then you can get intricate patterns like this that come in together. And if you organize it properly, then you produce something that's very good. So, anyways, let's continue on to exactly the other thing that I wanted to take a look at here. And that is just networking altogether and doing some research behind it. So let's just take a look at Google Trends, and I'm just going to put in networking just to see the activity that people are considering. So, I mean, this is the past day, but even that, I mean, that's pretty interesting. Let's see. Okay, that's all at night, but then at about 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning, and then all the way to night until about 8 p.m. People are thinking about networking. But let's take a little bit of a look on 12 months and just see. So again, that's pretty interesting. It seems, all throughout the year, people are interested in networking, but in the past couple of months since June, it does seem to have a little bit of a bump. And what's also interesting is the District of Columbia here. This also seems to be the hotbed of networking. And if we look at the map here, it's curious because it is close to New York, but then it's also close to Canada. So I wonder what could be going on to make District of Columbia just such a interesting place to be when it comes to networking. And then we also see a whole bunch of these different queries that are coming out as well. How can you protect yourself on social networking sites? Okay, that's interesting. That is a little bit of a break from what I was thinking about. So maybe the District of Columbia is really just concerned about protecting yourself online. Maybe we should make this search a little bit more specific. Networking people. Because something that could be a problem is that it's getting confused with computer networking. So, okay, these results are also interesting, but I think more accurate too, because the only query that we're getting here is what research will help you prepare before you apply for a job. So it looks like a lot of the southern states are getting a lot of interest there, but then right by North Dakota in Mississippi, that seems to be getting a lot of the interest there. Okay, so what else can we take a look at for networking? Well, you know what? I'm going to take a look at Gemini here because what are best points for net? So I'm not only asking Gemini, what are the best networking points? We got some results right from the start about what networking is. And, that's very good. But when it's described like that, I think it turns a lot of people away because it seemed very formal. Whereas the way that I asked here about specifically putting a deep personal lever, apparently, I think this is going to bring out other kinds of results that speaks more interpersonally, more, in a way that is going to get somebody more interested, more interested because it's speaking more to the person themselves rather than what you can just get from networking or what how many more sales you can get from networking, or even like our trends back here about what the job interview. What does it mean deeper down? So the best points for networking: genuine curiosity, ask thoughtful, open ended questions, and genuinely listen to the answer. Specific value, offer concrete, relevant help or information before asking anything. Follow up fast. Okay, so this is going to what I was afraid it would go to, or what I was just describing. So, how can I ask this differently to get the results that I'm looking for? Okay, let's try these. So, be a student, not a salesperson. Forget your agenda for a moment. Ask, what are you excited about right now? And genuinely lean in. The goal is to learn and appreciate their perspective, not to pitch yourself. Offer a thoughtful bridge. Instead of offering generic help, think about what they just told you. Say, based on what you're working on, I might be able to connect with you for whatever reason. This shows you're listening. Okay, so these are pretty good, but they're still coming out as tips. Presence. You are fully focused on the person in front of you. You seek to understand their perspective and hear the emotional core of their experience, not just their data points. Okay, let's try this. Core goodness of spiritual networking. Value alignment. You gain a support structure where professional actions are consistently anchored by shared ethical principles and core value, ensuring work is purposeful. Holistic resilience. The network provides a community of deep, non judgmental support that sustains you through personal career crises, not just business challenges. Growth and integrity. And it fosters a space for authentic vulnerability and honest feedback, helping you to integrate your internal beliefs with your external life for deep personal maturity. Okay, interesting. Um, let's see what else. So this isn't going quite the way that I wanted it to. So I'm going to jump off to another topic and then potentially come back to this one. So let's try. So let's take a look at some of the news that's coming here. So local free stuff beyond the resume, learning while you play at our business networking event. Okay, very good. Let's take a look at. Okay, so this is pretty interesting, and it looks like it's being hosted by Toastmasters, which is a large organization. In fact, okay, so let's load that up. So beyond the resume, learning while you play at our business networking event in Jacksonville. Entrepreneurs in business networking. Meet new people, expand your search. This is a multi-industry event. This event is more than just a social mixer. It's a professional development opportunity. In addition to networking, you'll gain high impact insights from community leaders during brief sessions. These talks are designed to inspire and inform, providing you with actionable insights. in fresh perspectives to fuel your personal and professional growth. It's a chance to learn something new, valuable, while enjoying the process. That sounds very good. I mean, networking, or sorry, Toastmasters is a huge organization, especially good for networking, but also helping to get to know your community in general. And you might be surprised just who you might meet at a Toastmasters event. You might meet, the CEO of Microsoft. Well, maybe not Microsoft, but you might find a CEO of a big company. You might also find a leader of a nonprofit group. You might meet, other students. You might meet other community members. If you're, looking around for a date, you might also find one there. You just never really know. And then the nice things about those is you can constantly increase your skills about talking to people, getting to know people. Let's say you just immigrated to, or went cross state to your local area. There's probably a Toastmasters in that area where you can join and start to become integrated in that community. So, taking a look at Toastmasters, Toastmasters International is a nonprofit educational organization that builds confidence and teaches public speaking skills through a worldwide network of. So, it is worldwide. So, wherever you are listening to this, you probably have a chapter, a chapter that you can reach out to. All right, very good. Okay, so what else could we look into potentially about networking? And again, I'd like to find something that is deeper because I think what I'm trying to get to is, how do you go beyond just meeting somebody and getting their number, but meeting them and making a friend, not just reaching out to them, hopefully to get a job, but maybe get a mentorship. Well, let's try. Define your gap. Know precisely what skill and experience or career gap you need help filling. Lead with respect. Offer micro value first. Demonstrate initiative by doing your homework, offering a unique piece of insight, or suggesting a small way you could help them. The small ask. Propose a single low commitment meeting, 15 minutes virtual coffee, at a specific advice or on a defined challenge. Always follow through. So, psychological support or psychosocial support, career instrumental function, core dynamic mentee role. Okay, still not quite what I'm looking for, but the interpersonal relationship between a mentor and mentee is a trust-based developmental partnership with two main functions: psychosocial support and career instrumental function. So that's pretty interesting. That might be closer to what I was looking for, just in networking in general. So, what else can I look for in networking? Oh, you know what? So, what might also be something good to look for inside of networking are websites like meetup.com, and this will have all sorts of websites and opportunities to meet new people. So let's see what's something that is interesting. Okay, so this is all pretty interesting. We're doing a search here for New York in New York, free networking fundamentals, networking like a boss, entrepreneurs and small business owners. So we're getting a lot of results here, which, I mean, if you are looking to network, then this would be perfect. Crypto, Isaac, quarterly security, Web3. So if you're in the tech space, there's an opportunity there. Machine learning and sorting, fashion networking, finance networking, real estate. Yeah, lots of opportunities here. And then let's see, what does, so Reddit popped up here. Oh, it's not going to my next tab. I don't know why. Maybe my browser is crashing. Oh, I think that, yes, that appears to be what is going on. Okay. Are there any other websites like meetup.com for socializing and meeting new people? So Reddit seems to be good here. Now, as we're going down here, I do want to mention, if you do meet up with people from online, wherever online, that you do need to be cautious. Everybody has their own goals, and so you just have to make sure that you're okay. And I'd recommend letting, if you're going out to meet somebody, it's probably good to let your friend know or something like that that you're going to one of these meetup events. So what do we have here? There's drinks, karaoke, dumpling crawl. Okay, interesting. Board games, sushi, indoor rock climbing, football. Okay, so that's all pretty interesting. But, and you never know who you might meet at one of these. Actually, I should probably bring that back. You never know what you might, or who you might meet at one of these different events. Because, again, the person that's sitting beside you might be your future girlfriend, or boyfriend. It's also might lead to another opportunity. You might even get a new hobby. Like, let's say if somebody is talking to you about basket weaving or playing tabletop games. When you're going to these different meetups, you might meet somebody that you have a common interest in, and it might not just be professional. It might be more personal. Okay, so So on the flip side, I was trying to find something more interpersonal, but maybe if we define what's not appropriate while trying to network, it'll help highlight what is appropriate and will help you have those deeper sort of networking transactions. So being transactional. Avoid treating people as mere stepping stones. Focus on genuine curiosity and mutual value. The immediate pitch. Don't start with a sales pitch or urgent request. Build rapport by asking a favor. One-sided conversations. Ensure you listen more than you speak. Networking is about two-way exchange, not a monologue. Ignoring follow-up. Failing to send a personalized note or connect after meeting negates the effort spent on the initial interaction. Exclusivity or clustering. Don't spend the time, excuse me, don't spend the whole event talking to only people you already know or staying in a tight group. Digital noise. Avoid making overly vague, interpersonal, or spammy connection requests on LinkedIn. Yeah, that's. I mean, it might work for some people, but for me, I ignore all LinkedIn requests that who I don't know. It's a little annoying. Okay, let's try one more. Let's try one more thing. Oh, you know what? Let's go on Grok here, or on X, I should say. Being a little bit distracted here. Very nice. Okay. So I just searched networking inside of X here. Networking is crazy. You can literally change your entire life by meeting the right people. That's true. Bring that in a new tab. Networking protocols, too much information. Network security. Okay, stuff I don't really want to be reading at the moment. I don't know why all the political stuff is coming up when I'm searching networking, but there we go. Maybe if I go networking event. Earthquake networking event at Berkeley, accepting first 10 people. Excellence is the most effective form of networking. Instead of registering for every networking event under the sun, invest more energy in becoming really good at what you do. The more value that you create, the less resistance you face when making connections when you ask to be. That's okay. It's a balance between several things. It's if you've ever heard of the saying, "Does a tree fall? Does anybody hear it?" Something like that. That's a good example of this. So in this example, I think he's acting like the tree. Yes, you can be the number one person inside of your field, but if nobody is around to hear it, then did the tree fall? Okay, what else? Yeah, that's very true. At a networking event, you have to get out there. I do like to sometimes find the people who are sitting in the corner and interact with them. But at these networking events, sometimes you just need to get up out of your chair. And even if you put yourself kind of in the middle of the crowd there, then potentially you can meet somebody. Somebody might ask you who your name is. And you don't have to do any sort of additional work on it. You just have to kind of put yourself in the middle. On my way to a networking event, hoping someone will see my green eyes and will say, "No more unemployment for these." Well, fair enough. Good luck to her. Your degree gets you in, but your networking grows you in. Yeah. Attend events, join communities, and speak up. Opportunities don't knock, they flow through people. Yeah, this is a good post. I like what Jeanette is saying here. That day, that May. Okay, more politics. All right, let's see. Are there any things here that I could potentially look at? No. Networking, people. The networking trap. Are you chasing validation? Are you building connections? Yeah, so this over here is what I'm trying to move towards, because this is a good differentiation between, if you're just going to an event and you're hoping just to get a job, then that'll come through. And, maybe you do find somebody who is looking for the job that you have. But if you go in and you're trying to build genuine relationships, you can have something where it's more than just a job offer. You can have something like a job offer and a mentor. You could have a job offer, mentor, and a friend. Later on, you can also even be reciprocal of it. Maybe the person that you meet is down on hard times, and you can be a support person for them in many different ways. Today I'm writing about networking for people who hate networking. I truly think this will add value to not just the people who are reading, who are trying to build a network, but also anyone who's building a community. If you know someone who's building one, tag them. Networking is a scam. I don't know. All right, let's wrap things up around here. Hopefully, I can use some of these different things that so maybe that's a bot. It's funny just how many times that you see networking is crazy. You can literally get rich by meeting the right people. And then over here, networking is so crazy. You can literally change your entire life by meeting the right people. And I'm sure I saw this here. Networking is so underrated. You can become rich just by hanging around the right people. Anyways, so let's wrap this up here. I did some research. Hopefully I can use some of these different things and to make it into an interesting video. But yeah, if you like this, please comment and put down your feedback, whether it was terrible, whether if you got something from it, if you like seeing the research that I do into some of my videos.